Hi, my name is Ryan and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I make videos about houseplants, and today I'm going to be going over some of the things that I picked up when I went back home to see some of my family. I stopped at a couple nurseries and my grandma has been growing some propagations for me. I'm basically just going to run through everything that I got while I was on my trip back home. But yeah, if you want to see what all I picked up, make sure you keep on watching. Okay, so I got a handful of plants, plant accessories and pots and things like that. I think first I'm just going to run through some of the plants that I got and then kind of migrate over into like the plant pots and other accessories that I picked up. So the first plant that I picked up is this string of arrows plant. It's in a 6-inch hanging basket and it's pretty full and has a lot of new growth. Yeah, I got this. It was $20 at a local nursery back home, which I didn't think was too bad of a price because where I'm at, usually like a small little 2-inch pot is anywhere from $8 to $14. So I saw this and it looked really healthy and it had a lot of new growth coming out, and I no longer have any of my string of plants. I've killed a lot of string of pearls, so I don't really get those anymore, and I gave away my string of turtles. And then I used to have a string of hearts, but it got spider mites, and so I just got rid of it because I just didn't want to deal with it at the time. So yeah, I saw this and just it looked super healthy, and I decided that this would be a perfect plant to add to my collection. And with all the new growth that's coming out already, I think it's gonna have a really good growing season coming up. So yeah, it should fill out, kind of have longer vines and such, so I'm really excited to see it grow. I am thinking about getting a different pot to put it in. There's nothing wrong with this pot, but I just was thinking of maybe finding like a cuter planter that looks pretty with the leaves that I could hang up instead of just this plastic white pot. But yeah, this is the string of arrows. So the next plant that I have, I picked up just a regular heartleaf philodendron. I already have a heartleaf philodendron. You might be able to see it kind of hanging over here in the background. I've had that plant for a long time and I've kind of been neglecting it a little bit just because it's been in my bedroom and it's not really been getting all of the light that it needs and the attention that it needs. I've also wanted to kind of fill it out so that way it looks a little bit more like my philodendron micans that is like super long and super full and lush. So I decided that I was going to pick up just a 4-inch pot of just the green heartleaf philodendron, and then I'm going to repot that one with this one so that way it looks a bit more full. And I also want to find like a better hanging pot for that plant as well. Currently the one that's up there is still in just the regular Costa Farms hanging basket, those brown ones, and there's nothing wrong with those. I just thought like I do really like this plant, so it's like I'm kind of sad that I don't give it as much attention, and I think that if it was in like a prettier pot, I don't know, I would just be able to enjoy it more. So yeah, I picked this up and hopefully I can fill out that plant a little bit more and upgrade its soil because it really needs it. And yeah, I can have a fuller, lusher pot of heartleaf philodendron. So the next plant is a propagation that my grandma started for me, and I'm not really sure what the name of it is, so if you know, make sure to let me know in the comments. Pretty much my whole life my grandma has always had a lot of succulents and cactus, and recently she's been propagating a lot of the succulents that she has, and so she just gave me one of these little propagations that she started growing of this succulent. I really like the color that it is. It's like this really pretty like mauve-y purple color, and it seems to be growing pretty good. So I'm excited. I like in the summertime to do like a succulent garden in like a wider, shorter pot. I'm definitely going to be adding this one to the pot that I made. But yeah, I always think it's cool just to have like pieces from some of my friends and family's plants and kind of see how they grow even compared to the ones that they have. But yeah, I'm going to be adding this into my succulent garden this year. Usually my succulent gardens don't make it to the following year. I think that's because I have north facing windows and I live in mid-Ohio, so I don't necessarily have the weather through the winter to keep succulents growing their best. And the lighting situation just isn't the greatest because I have to really rely on grow lights for them, and I don't really have a lot of space on my shelf to add like a bigger pot of succulents. I'm excited to add this one to my succulent garden this year. So the next plant I'm really excited about, I have had a lot of different types of this plant before, and a lot of the times in the past I've either given away lots of cuttings or they've ended up getting spider mites and I've just gotten rid of them just because it didn't seem like it was worth the hassle then. But I've recently been wanting to add another one of these plants back into my collection. So I saw this variegated Maranta, and I've never actually had the variegated Maranta before. I've had the lemon lime, the non-variegated version of this that just has like the darker spots going up, but like the mostly green leaf. And then I've also had the red Maranta. I don't know if that's like the actual name of it, but I saw this one for $10 at a nursery that's local to my hometown, and I don't ever see these anywhere where I'm at, so I thought this would be a really cool addition. And I've had like some other types before, like I said, but I've never had this one, and I think my favorite one of all of the ones that I had in the past was the non-variegated version of this one. So I think that this is the perfect addition, and it just would be nice to have this type of plant back in my collection in general. But yeah, I'm excited for this to grow. I gave some cuttings of this one and some cuttings of my string of arrows to my grandma because she's been really into propagating lately. It's just nice to be able to share plants with your other plant friends and your family members who might be interested in it. Then you have cuttings that are a bit more special to you. But yeah, I'm excited to see this one grow. It already has like this one really massive leaf, and then these ones are a little bit smaller. I'm gonna upgrade its soil because the soil seems to be a little bit older, and give it some more nutrients and better lighting, and I think that it will start growing really well for me. The next plant that I have is basically an extension of one of the plants that you might have seen in my Hoya collection. I'll put an image of it up on the screen, but my grandma has a really big Hoya carnosa. I don't know the exact species of it, but it's huge. It's like bigger than my Monstera. I got cuttings from it was about a year and a half ago for Christmas. She gave me some cuttings of her Hoya, and I had just started really getting into Hoya. Well, since then, she has been learning to propagate her Hoya. And so this time when I went back home, she already had 2 full pots for me and my cousin of just more rooted cuttings of her Hoya. And yeah, she gave me this. She's been growing this one for a while, but she just rooted the cuttings for us, and she put them in these super cute pots, and our pots match. So that's kind of cool because now we both have matching plants that are from our grandmother's collection. And this one has a pretty big peduncle on it, which I'm super excited about because I've never gotten just a regular carnosa species to bloom or put out a peduncle. So I feel like I'm kind of cheating by having one that was grown for me, but I'm super excited, and hopefully I can get it to bloom because that would be just really cool. But I'm thinking about taking the cuttings that I have from the original propagations that she gave me and adding them back into this pot so that way it's a bit fuller. And I think that would look really cool. And then hopefully one day it will be as big as hers. I just really like the leaves. They're kind of splashy. Yeah, and it's just a really pretty Hoya. And it grows pretty quick too. Okay, I think that is it for the plants. I did pick up a couple different pots and then different like other plant accessories and tools. So I think I'm going to start with the pots first. The first pot that I want to show you is this pot. It has really pretty colors in it and just a really pretty pattern that kind of looks like leaves, I think. I saw this pot at a store that was in my hometown, and my grandma actually saw it and she really loved it, but she didn't know what plant she was going to put in it. So I went back before I left and I picked it up for her because her birthday is coming up in May. And I'm going to grow some Hoya cuttings and pop them up in this pot for her and give it to her as part of her present for her birthday. She doesn't, I don't even think, know I have a YouTube channel, so she probably won't see this. I was thinking of possibly doing a Hoya that I know she doesn't have. She really likes Hoyas, but I'm pretty sure she only has the Carnosa, which is the cuttings that I showed you that she gave me. And then she has the Hoya Carnosa compacta. So I was thinking possibly I have a Hoya Mathilde that is really fast growing, and I took some cuttings of it, so I think that I might put either those in here, or I might do just a mixture of different types of Hoya cuttings together, so she kind of has like a little Hoya garden just in here. She likes to combine different plants in pots, and I think that that would be just a really cool gift to get, just a bunch of different types of Hoya. But yeah, I thought this pot was really pretty, and she obviously thought that it was really pretty, so I just had to go back and pick it up for her. The next pot that I got, I thought that it was really cute, and it was only $4. I got this one. It just has some sunflowers on it, and I thought this would be really cute. I have a little stand outside my door. I don't have a lot of yard area, but in the summertime I've been putting plants on this stand right outside my door. I thought this would be pretty either to grow just a plant outdoors. I don't know if I'm gonna grow like a vegetable in it or some herbs or maybe a succulent. I'm sure I'll find something, but I thought that it would be just really cute on the stand that I have. And yeah, it was a decent size and a decent price for like a nice planter. The next pot that I got is this black one, and it has like some shiny detail on it. I actually picked this pot out for this plant because I thought that it looked cool in there, just with the texture and the color of the leaves with the texture of the pot. But yeah, it's just like different pot. It doesn't look like anything else that I have in my collection, and I thought the shape was really cool. And this one was $10, which wasn't too bad for a pot. Yeah, it just looks really pretty, and it has a nice glazed inside as well. I lied, and those were not the only plants that I got. I forgot my grandma gave me these peppers that she started growing, so maybe actually I will pop these into this pot right here. I think these will be perfect. There are, I think, 4 pepper plants total in here. I forget what type of peppers these are, but I will put the name up on the screen. I'm not as familiar with different types of vegetables, and I don't usually grow a lot of vegetables, but she had a bunch of these that she just recently started, and so I took a couple, and we'll see what happens with them this year. But yeah, I just thought they were cute, and yeah, I will keep these probably outside of my door on my plant stand over the summer. The next plant pot that I got is this one right here. This one was $9, and I thought it was just cool. It was a very different shape and color with the like speckled design on it, and just the shape was really different. I thought this one would be cool. I don't know exactly what I'm going to pot in it, but most of my plants are in terracotta currently, and I have a couple plants that are in terracotta that probably shouldn't be. They've just been drying out really quickly, and like a lot of the new growth seems to just get like real crispy and kind of fall off. So I am looking for new pots that I think look really cool that I could swap out some of those terracotta pots with. But yeah, I thought this one was just a cool, interesting looking one. I don't really keep like a theme for the pots that I have. I know that there's a lot of people who maintain like a certain color theme or you know, like material, like if they are all terracotta or they're all like white ceramic pots or something like that. But I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I just see something, and if I like it, that's kind of what I get, so nothing really matches, but that's okay. This one is pretty cool. Okay, and the last pots that I got are just these plastic pots. They're from the Dollar Tree. So they were $1.25. I've been looking for long, skinny, rectangular pots for my crawling philodendron, and I really wanted like terracotta pots, but I can't find them anywhere, and I don't know if it's just too early in the season, but a lot of my crawling philodendron need to be up potted. I've put them into like circular pots, and they're like really big circular pots for I think what the plant needs, but because of the length that they're growing, I needed the diameter of the pot to be bigger. And so like I think a good example is my Dean McDowell right here. It's in like a really tall, deep pot, and I just think it's too big. It's not really like doing great, so I thought maybe a pot like this that's more suited for its growing style would be better. And I figured this is a pretty good cheap alternative for now until I find a different pot that I think I might like better that is a little bit heavier duty than just these plastic ones. But if there's one thing that I've learned from crawling philodendron, even if I use these for now, probably by the time that I find a pot that I like better, it's probably going to have already outgrown this pot right here. So yeah, I just thought these were like a good alternative for now to use. I picked up these pruners from the dollar store. So they were $1.25, and I thought that it was just good to have a second set on hand. The ones that I currently have, I use all the time, and they're my favorite ones, but I've noticed that they've started to become a little bit more dull, and so I was thinking about just saving those for like some of the bigger, like thicker stemmed plants that I have, and then I can use these for some of my skinnier stem plants, because these should be able to hold up fine with those. But when I'm taking props of like my Gloriosum or of like my McDowell or something, it would be nicer to be able to use my nicer pruners on those and them still be sharp. So yeah, I just picked these ones up. And then the last few things that I picked up are just kind of like fun little things. We were at the dollar store and I found these really funny little figurines. They are just little gnomes. These ones are like beach collection. This one right here is surfing on a surfboard on a wave. The one in the middle is playing a ukulele, and then this one on the end has like a hula skirt on and is dancing. And so I thought those were just funny to stick in my plants, just around my plant shelf. I never was really into getting like different pots that have like different decorations or that are like colorful, or just sticking like different things in my plants that look cute. But now after seeing these, I think that they're kind of cool, and I would like to maybe just add things in here and there. The other ones that I got are a little gnome on a tractor and a pig. I have a little cactus pot. It has a bunch of different cactus in it, and I found this little cow that I stuck in there, and I thought that it was just really funny. And so when I saw this, I kind of thought that it was funny and I could add these in there as well. So I'd have a cow, a pig, and a gnome on a tractor, because I live in Ohio and this is probably one of the most Ohio things you could have. I thought they were just cute, so I'm just going to throw those into random pots throughout my collection. And then also I got this little gnome house, or a little like fairy house, that's in the shape of a cactus, and it has little mushrooms around it because I thought that it was just cute. It's just little trinket things to throw in there, just to kind of maybe make my plants that are in just plain terracotta pots look a little cuter. So that is it for the things that I picked up while I was visiting my family. Let me know in the comments below if you have spotted any cool finds at either big box stores or any local nurseries or anything. Just because I feel like the seasons are starting to change, so a lot of stores are starting to get their like spring and summertime garden items out, which has been really cool to see. Just because I feel like we've been stuck in winter for so long and haven't had any like cool or interesting finds recently in those stores. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more plant videos from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so that way you are notified of when I put out more videos. And then maybe I will do kind of an update of where these plants are. I know I have some of them that I was talking about maybe repotting and moving to like a hanging basket instead of just a standing pot. Some plants that I was thinking of repotting to merge with the other plants that I have of the same type. So yeah, maybe I'll do an updated video. If you want to see that, make sure to leave a comment down below to let me know. Then I can also give you an update on where I put these in to some of my plants. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!